And we are back. I'm streaming live on YouTube. I'm actually moving the broadcast off YouTube into Rumble. I've been posting a morning review every day over there. I actually have it linked now to my Rumble account. So you should see a little bit of syndication over there on Rumble. Getting off YouTube. I'm not very happy with it. I've been with it a long time, and just doesn't seem to be going anywhere. So giving another shot to Rumble. So anyway, needless to say, we did a few trades yesterday. We did Tesla, we did IBM, Las Vegas Sands, American Airlines, all of which came in. Tesla, everything came in within the expected move. No surprises at all. And pretty actually gone out of all those positions already. It didn't kill it. Look, I didn't kill it, but we made 20, 30, 40 bucks a clip. I'm not going to argue with it. I'm not going to hang in there on a lot of stuff just because, honestly, I don't know where the market's headed. It looks really choppy. And, hey, if I got a profit in one day, if I make 7, 8, 9, 10% in one day, I'm going to flip it. Tesla right now is down $15, so still within the expected move. We sold the 185 puts, and then we sold the 270 or 280 calls on the upside. So, it's right in the middle. Same thing with IBM. It really did not move up or down. It's basically flat right in the middle, where exactly you want it to be. And so what are you going to say? I'm not going to say anything, right? Big Blue. So Big Blue is actually looking pretty good as far as earnings. Market overall, I don't know. I'm kind of sitting on my hands a little bit today. I don't really like this price action. You can see we've been chopping and slopping. Real nice move. If you actually caught this overnight, gap down here to 3681. Pretty textbook move higher off of a support level. You can't, how many times you got to touch and not reject? Pretty textbook there. Didn't do anything, so really have nothing to say about that. So as far as what's going on today, as I said, even Procter & Gamble, you look at Procter & Gamble, we also did that one as well. I did not get filled on that one, though. I tried to do it and never filled. So, but needless to say, it's right in the expected move. It did not go any place. It's down a couple of cents. So went no place. So almost all these earnings trades pretty much nailed it across the board. No real surprises. And that's what we like. And that's what we like to see. So again, like I said, as far as the market is today, I don't really know what the hell to do today. I'll be honest. It looks to me like a chop house day that it's probably better off you just kind of sit on the sidelines. I am watching natural gas. I do like natural gas long down here. Not really any other reason. It's not fundamental. It's not this, not news coming out of Europe. It's basically, a contrarian. They've been smashing it to bits. Has made a bit of a double bottom. I don't know if it holds, right? Double bottoms are a thing until they're not. How do you like that for analysis? But reality is that's the case. And so I am building a little position down here on natural gas. I'm not going crazy. It's basically, as long as it stays over $5, I'm going to continue to build a little bit of position in here. So I'm going to do it through natural gas futures, and I'm also going to do it through the UNG. Now, I got a couple of positions on. You can see I'm actually getting lambasted in here on my UNG trade. I'm short some puts where just absolutely just getting crushed by saving grace. Although it says I'm down in this position overall, $400. That's really not true. It's more like $200 because I've been rolling these calls down. And since I've been rolling these calls down, it's actually been cutting my loss in half. So I do need to have a little bit of a rally here to have these things come in. But I do like the UNG, and I think if you're going to go out in here, don't do what I did. Go out to January. Go out into the heart of the season. I think you could actually pick up some really cheap calls here on UNG, specifically the 20s, and do a nice small little 2021 call spread. It's going to cost you $27 to make 73. Now, if you want to take on a little bit more risk, widen the strike, do a 5 wide. I like either or. Risk reward's pretty good, 31% probability of profit, pure directional trade. You need natural gas to rally. Let's face it, you need to get a bid in natural gas right now. It's not been there. But again, this is a completely contrarian play for natural gas. Nothing more. I mean, I'm not looking at headlines. I'm seeing it get the snot beat out of it. And just like anything else, I always try to, get on these opportunities before they turn. And sometimes it's not a happy trade. And sometimes it's not a happy place. Obviously, this is not a happy place, but I do like that trade. So take a look at that one. The 2025 or the 2021, the 2022, depending on whatever you want to risk, however much. Start at the 20s. I like the 20s, so that's where I'm sticking. So any of these trades will do you. So that would be the UNG. As far as like the natural gas futures / NG, I'm going out to January on these, and I like the 6s. And I'm doing 6. I have a few of these on already. I have a 605. Again, you can see real small here. I'm risking $140. Same probability of profit. Any of these will do, depending on what you want to risk. You want to be wider, go wider. Be my guest. Want to risk more money and risk 1,000 to make 3,000. That's a little bit too much for my blood on that. But I kind of like that 605 call spread there. I would avoid selling. I don't really sell premium in futures options. It's just not been a very good. It's never been a really good trade for me. I've always done better just being purely directional. And so anyway, that's kind of how I'm playing in natural gas and the UNG. And then if you look at the chart in natural gas, it does look like we can fall down to about $5. We can fall down wherever, right? Wherever the market wants to go. But, it does look like we do have a little bit of a gravity down there. So it might not be a happy trade right now, but nonetheless, I do like that trade. As far as commodities, that's really it. As far as like futures and commodities are concerned. Obviously, watching bonds, I'm not sure if it's really time to get long bonds yet. There just doesn't seem to be a bid here. And, I'm as much as I want to, and the contrarian part of my trading psyche keeps telling me, get long bonds. It's been telling me, I guess my spider sense, so to speak, has been telling me, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I'm actually glad because it's been kind of a rough ride. They really have not found a bid in here. Eventually there will be a bid found in bonds, but I'm not sure we're there yet. And so that's it. That's really all I got. I wish I had more. No real earnings trades tomorrow. They all look kind of like crap. Tonight you have Snapchat. Let's take a look at Snapchat real quick. Not interesting at all in here because honestly, with the price at $11, there's not a hell of a lot you can do in here other than sell puts. That's all you can really do. Or if you're really that bearish, you could sell some calls. I think maybe the trade in here in Snapchat would be to do a covered call, buy stock, right? You buy some stock and sell the upside calls. Either sell the 12s, you can get a pretty decent premium on the 12s. Sell the 12s for $1.09 or even the 13 for 79 or 80 cents. That's not a bad trade at all. Puts your cost basis down. So you would buy 100 shares and then sell the 12 calls, right? Pure covered call here, right? Your cost basis is $9.90, only going to cost you $400 worth of buying power. To me, that's really the only trade that you have here in Snap. Outside of just selling a naked, you could go on the other side and maybe sell a naked put. Perhaps maybe you sell the 10s for 97 cents. Again, that's going to bring your cost basis down to about $9. So you have about a $1 cushion. They're expecting about a $2.50 move. Don't really see much of anything else to do there in Snapchat. And that's kind of how I would play it. I would prefer the covered call. The covered call looks like the best way to play this one would be, buy the stock, sell the 12 calls. And if it's called away, you made $100. That's it. If it goes down on earnings, you can roll your calls down, bring in a little bit more money, reduce that cost basis, buy yourself a little bit more time. So that's really it on Snapchat. CSX is not a very good earnings play ever, in fact. And then most of these others I don't really see. And I guess tomorrow we'll take a look at the Verizon. Verizon, I mean, again, this is another one where I don't even remember the symbol in Verizon. It's been so long. VZ. I just don't trade it that much. Verizon, as far as earnings, this is another one where there's really not a whole hell of a lot you can do. Only a $2 move. Not much you can do in here other than, the stock's gotten beat up so bad. It's kind of a value play. You sell puts in here. I mean, maybe you do a ratio. If you want to get aggressive, maybe you do something like this, like the 36-35. Margins aren't bad in here. This particular trade, 80% probability of profit. That's about it. I don't really see anything else. I don't see any reason to sell calls in here. If you have the capital, this is pretty similar to Snapchat, then just do a covered call. Buy the stock and then sell maybe the 38 or 39 calls against it, bring your cost basis down to 36.20, right? If it comes up and it gets called away, you make $100. So a problem with that trade is like $1,700. I don't know if I really want to risk that much for earnings play in Verizon, of all things. I mean, but to me, the put ratio is probably the best way to go. And do the 36-35. Skew it a little bullish, a little closer to the money, bring in some. But you're only going to use $500 worth of capital. And to me, if you look at this one on the curve, this is probably the only way you're going to really play Verizon. And then last but not least, we'll look at American Express. This one's kind of, bittersweet for me because normally American Express usually sucks to trade on earnings because usually it does absolutely nothing at all. Or it has some, catastrophic, cataclysmic event, either to the upside or the downside. It very rarely just, when it does kind of have beat expectations, it has a tendency to run, as it did back in the summer. Had a huge rally on earnings. But as of right now, I don't even know how to play this one. Problem with this stock in general, $11 move, is the problem here is going to be margin. The margins always suck on this stock. And it's kind of why I hate trading it. I mean, so here is your kind of standard. Let's just go inside the money, little put skew. We'll look at the standard boilerplate, almost one standard deviation strangle here. You're using $1,400, in American, screw that. Garbage, trash. Right, not my league. I don't think there's much of anything you can do. If you want to iron condor it, yeah, I guess you could. That's really all you got, And then they're going to pay you $1.10. They never pay you anything on any of these, more complex trades, especially like iron condors and stuff like that. It's just a shitty stock to trade earnings on. Because even though the volatility is actually high and you'll probably get a volatility crush, you're not going to really make. You see, there's no theta in here or anything. So I'm not even going to touch it. And as far as the other ones, not even going to touch those either. So that's really it. You got Snapchat, really is the only one worth playing here, and maybe Verizon for earnings. Other than that, I don't know. I'm not really that crazy about the other ones that are up there. We'll have to wait till next week and see if there's any others that look interesting. So that is about it. And then where are we at with the markets? It does look like we're rallying a little bit here, yes? Yes, a little bit of a rally, up 24 handles on the ES. Not bad. A little more of the same. I expect this kind of going forward. I don't really see us doing much of anything until November 8th, doomsday, so to speak. So anyway, that is it. That's all I have. Again, catch the simulcast on Rumble. If you just search for me, Maple Leaf NJ on Rumble, it comes right up with my content now on there. I'm going to be moving the stream over to there as soon as I get enough followers. I don't have enough followers yet, so I can't stream right to Rumble. But as soon as I do, I'll stream right to Rumble directly. So have